Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for ICP. I'm just out on the 4-hour chart, and you can see our nice clean 5-wave move to the upside, and we are currently correcting the entire move, and we expect it to take between 618 and 1-to-1 in time for our time guidelines. That's why you see my larger ABC projected out in time. So as of right now, my primary count has us in the middle of a B wave before we get our C wave. If we come up higher between 1834 and 1981, we can actually get what's called a running flat, which is a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, and a 5-wave move. If we do become a running flat and make higher highs, we'd expect this A wave to get protected before our next move to the upside. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But there's a lot of things that can happen in this area. The hardest thing about this area is the fact that we started with a 3-wave move. It can turn into many different complex structures. That's just my primary. I'm expecting a running flat to keep this market as bullish as possible. But if we just come to the 1-to-1 and don't make a higher high, then I'd expect a regular flat, in which case we would break this A wave low. We would want to see the previous 4th wave hold as support, and then we make our move to the upside. So as of right now, we're just navigating this very complex B wave. They are very difficult to trade in. The best risk reward you usually get is like a 2-to-1, and they can turn into many different things. So just keep that in mind. It's a very difficult area to trade in. I would suggest waiting if you're not actively watching the market. And my alternative is we can go straight down from here. In that case, that would be a WXY, in which case we would have actually topped, and we go straight down to 866, which is the 1-to-1 extension of this W wave off the X, right at the previous 4th. So the question is, do we get the higher B wave, or do we make my alternative and go straight there now? So zoom into the smaller time frames. Didn't quite get what we were hoping for over the weekend. I was looking for this to be a flat as a ABC. This is our A wave, looking for a connecting wave at the 1-to-1 up at 1608 is the 1-to-1 extension, and we clearly haven't gotten that yet. So we're running out of time for this to be a C wave. Alternatives are we are still in a B wave or a Y wave most likely, where this would be our W in 3. That's our X right here, and we're making a 3-wave move back. Still need to protect this low as a running flat because we made a higher high, and then we finally get our C wave in the B wave. So it's very complex at the moment. We can go straight there right now, but we have to move now, because this would most likely be our wave 1 as a diagonal, and then our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and that would create an A, B, C. But we really need to get moving for this count to stay intact. Otherwise, my alternative is this turns into a W, X, and this is a 3-wave extended move to the downside as a W, X, Y, and then we make our C wave. But as of right now, my stop hasn't changed. I haven't taken any profit or anything like that. It's right here at 11.23.8 currently. Originally got in right here at the 1-to-1 extension of this move because I thought we're going straight up from there. But like I said, these waves can be very, very complex, very tough to trade. I like to keep my stops on these scenarios just in a zone where multiple counts that area invalidates. So ideally, this is just a diagonal, and we get moving, our 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then come down for our C wave after the fact. But we have to get what we can only trade what we get, right? This can also make a ABC, like I said, for our Y wave. That's our connector. It just got extended out a bit. But as of right now, still looks good, still looks intact. In my alternative, this was the high here. Reason being is you can see my extensions there, the 618. If we pull it down to the previous pivot, that was our minimum requirement to consider this a completed correction. But I don't agree with that at the moment, just because of how high this move came. It almost invalidated this high. So the only way I'd see that coming to the downside is as some sort of diagonal with a really deep retracement, or that would be, say, our wave 1, come up for a wave 2, come down for our wave 3, 4, 5. But you can see it's pretty much invalidated at least very low probability because of how deep this move came. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for, guys. Still protect this low. Don't want to see us fall below this previous order block here. Use as support and come up for the C wave. The question is, do we make one more move here, then go, or are we in the middle of a 1-2, 1-2? We'll let the chart tell us over the next day or two and make our adjustments from there. All right, guys, that's it for ICP. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.